Hello. Well, I kind of have this question too. So, a few of my followers, my lesbian followers, please let me know. Will a lesbian ever find me attractive? Because I call myself a lesbian, and I'm a woman who loves women, so will you find me attractive, or will some lesbian find me attractive? I don't know. Let me know. Thank you.
What is up with your IG?
So you guys know how I often say in these videos that I think we're all being trolled, that these people are all giant trolls? Well, after what we just saw and heard in that first clip from the lazy-eyed lesbian, I rest my case. Anyway, welcome back. Thank you guys so much for joining me. So listen, at the end of this video, I am going to show you guys a clip of a recent interview with TMZ and an heir to the Anheuser-Busch fortune named William Bush, where they talk about the whole Bud Light Dylan Mulvaney controversy. And it is very interesting, so stick around. You're not going to want to miss that. In the meantime, we have all sorts of clown world insanity to cover, so without further ado, let's get into it. Now, if you place your attention on the screen for a moment, this rather large individual has something in common with the fella in the first clip that we heard, and I bet you guys can all guess what that is. But I'll tell you anyway. This fella also claims he is a woman who loves women, also known as a lesbian. Huh?
Boy, are you fat.
Now, if any of you transphobes have a problem with the lazy-eyed lesbian from the first clip or the hefty fellow we just saw pictures of, this strapping young lad has a message for you. Roll it.
Hey, transphobe. Lovely evening, isn't it? Not for you.
You think you tough? You think you tough, huh?
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
Now, you would think that young lad has family or friends that would pull him aside and say, yeah, don't do that. I mean, someone was recording him. Somebody was holding a phone, recording that young fella hopping around like a grasshopper shadowboxing with transphobes, and didn't say, this isn't the hero moment that you think it is, so maybe let's not upload this onto the interwebs. Great friend. Anyway, next up, so this fella says, I have now publicly been called a slur at work about 6 or 7 times this year. So one of the slurs he complains about being called is Fruit Loop. Fruit Loop. So that would not have been my slur of choice for this guy, but it starts with the same letter. Roll it.
I have now publicly been called slurs at work about 6 or 7 times this year. Most recently was about a week ago when I was called a Fruit Loop. Not the best slur. What are we, like 5? Also, Fruit Loops are delicious. Not spons. I have made it a goal that every time that I am publicly called a slur, I will buy something or I will do something that is extra gay. Buy a gender non-conforming clothing item, throw my nails out, wear sparkly polish. So here's my most recent purchase. Just like a casual weekend summer heel, you know. Bought some more like fancy dress ones, but like they haven't come in the mail yet. Anyways, the bigots just keep making me gayer. I love that for them.
He's a
All right, real quick before we go any further, I just wanted to let you guys know that if you're enjoying the videos, you like the content, you want to help support the channel, grabbing one of these t-shirts is a great way to do it. And here we have a spin-off of our Not a Democrat t-shirt. It says, don't be a jackass. Now, if you're at the gas station, if you're at the grocery store, and you want to let people know that you didn't vote for the policies that are creating these skyrocketing fuel prices, You didn't vote for the policies that are creating this record high inflation. You didn't vote for former Vice President Joe Biden. This t-shirt is the perfect way to do it. Now, there will be a link to the t-shirt in the description box below, and we also have several other very cool designs you can check out as well.
No, not a joke. Not a joke.
All right, next up, this one's for the fellas. So guys, this person says that if you have a male friend who transitions, you have to tell her she looks cute. What if your male friend is Aloezy? Then what?
Hi, besties. Okay.
Anyway, roll the film, please.
Boys, if one of your male friends transitions, tell her she looks cute when you see her. Just do it, okay? It's like, I'm your bro. Tell me I look cute.
No. No, man. No, man.
All right, next up. So this one is fairly confusing. So this young lady, who is clearly a young lady, claims to be medically transitioning behind her parents' back, but she shouldn't have any problem with them finding out because she's been trans for 8 years? Huh? Roll it.
So I'm medically transitioning without telling my parents, and so far they don't suspect a thing. And I don't think I'll have too much trouble hiding it because, like, I've been trans for 8 years and they didn't pick up on that. It's like boiling a frog. If you go slow enough, they won't even notice. I think the biggest problem is gonna be my voice. I normally talk up higher when I'm around people that I'm not really out to, but I'm kind of losing the ability to do that because even when I talk high like this, it like rattles in my throat. It sounds all like rattly, and that might be a problem. I'm losing that already, and it's only been 2 weeks.
What the f*** are you talking about?
All right, so as confusing as what we just heard is what we are about to hear from this fellow who claims that being trans shouldn't just apply to gender, but to age as well. Roll it.
One of the most liberating things about transitioning is getting to redefine gender on your own terms. We also have this opportunity to redefine what it means to be our age. I just turned 40 this year. I don't feel like I need to behave or dress like a 40-year-old woman. These notions of what's appropriate, they're just these social constructions, these social norms, and when you're trans, you get really comfortable with breaking those conventions. If you can do it for gender, why not do it for age too?
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Right.
Okay? That is just stupid.
All right, guys, real quick, we don't have any sponsors for today's video. If you would like to sponsor the next video and help support the channel, there is a PayPal link in the description box below, and I will say your full name as a sponsor of said video unless stated otherwise by you. I'm not quite for sure what we're looking at here, but it would be great if we could get it off the screen, please.
I'm wearing fancy jewelry today. I have my Megalodon teeth and my Tawapa gold cuffs that...
What the hell is even that?
All right, next up. So this lovely lady thinks that conservatives should be classified as a hate group. And she makes it crystal clear she's not just talking about politicians, she's talking about the citizens as well. Roll the film.
Conservatives should be classified as a hate group. It's not just the difference in political ideology. Conservatives are a dominant group of dangerous bigots, and they should be viewed as such. First, let's examine the definition of a hate group. It is a social group that advocates or practices hatred, hostility, or towards a group based on race, sexual orientation, gender identity, etc. And in my opinion, conservatives, both politicians and citizens, meet that definition to a motherfucking T. They spread lies and propaganda to encourage discrimination towards marginalized communities. They use harassment, destruction, and to block attempts at equity and inclusivity. They draft legislation that directly harms minority groups. They call for the eradication of entire groups of people. They seek to limit or restrict education, representation, mutual aid, public assistance, basically anything that encourages equity. They undermine democracy by attacking our right to vote. They use the police, another group to facilitate the harm of black and brown people. They kill us and or justify our. And what is the most dangerous is that they largely run this motherfucking country. Some of them even wear robes.
What a...
Hey, where are the white women at?
Well, she seemed nice. Explain to me again how Scott Adams was wrong? Anyway, next up. So here we have a race to the top to see who can be the biggest victim. Roll it.
I would say cis gay white men. You guys are still white men with privilege. So when it comes to like talking about issues or discrimination, things like that, while y'all do face discrimination, babes, please understand that the discrimination that you face will never amount to a POC queer person's experience. So don't try to use that to insert yourself in conversations. Because at the end of the day, you are still a white cis man. Thank you.
So long, gay boys!
All right, next up. So this lovely lady really enjoys putting ranch dressing on top of her mashed potatoes. Now watch the little shimmy she does when she tastes it. Roll the film.
Baby, if you don't put ranch on your mashed potatoes, it's always busting. And you know what? You're missing out. You better try this mashed potato with ranch. So good.
What the is wrong with you?
Now, in her defense, I've never tried mashed potatoes with ranch dressing on it, so hey, it might be good, but I can honestly say I probably never will try it because it just doesn't sound very enticing to me at all. But obviously she thoroughly enjoys it. Did you see the little kick it gave her? So good for her for finding something she enjoys that much. It's not very healthy, but hey, whatever. Anyway, next up. So in the last video I did, I said when people start identifying as birds, you know society has become far too comfortable. Well, we can add cats to the list too. Roll it.
Hi, I'm Mittens. I'm new to fronting, but I'm a cat alter. I don't know if I'm fully cat or not, but yeah, I'm working on figuring out my pronouns, but until then, bye!
Are you out of your f***ing mind?
Alright guys, we're going to be wrapping it up on this one because, well, I simply can't take anymore. That is just way too much brain aids for one day. Wow. Anyway, as I said earlier, we will be wrapping it up with this interview done by TMZ with an heir to the Anheuser-Busch fortune, William Bush. So this guy's got some skin in the game. Now, they talk about the whole Bud Light Dylan Mulvaney controversy, and it is very interesting. He says his ancestors would be rolling in their graves right now. Anyway, guys, things are clearly getting crazy out there, so please take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Till next time, love you guys. Peace. Roll it.
Let's talk about where we are today for a minute. You must have strong opinions about the
Dylan Mulvaney campaign.
Yeah, Dylan Mulvaney campaign.
I think my family, my ancestors would have rollen over in their grave. They were very patriotic. They loved this country and what it stood for. They believed that transgender, gays, that sort of thing was all a very personal issue. They love this country because it is a free country and people are allowed to do what they want. But it was never meant to be on a beer can and never meant to be pushed in people's faces. So they would have they would have never marketed their brands that way. As you know, AB was one of the greatest marketers ever in any business. And they were incredible with what they came out with, the Clydesdales, the frogs, the lizards, all the different promotions they had, all the different advertising they had. And the last thing they would have done was to get as controversial as they did, as InBev has with Dylan Mulvaney advertising.
Wait a minute. That's the smartest thing I've ever heard anyone say about anything.
And you ain't black.